Shalom, shalom. There we go. I think everything's coming up. Yeah. Good deal. Better late than never, I guess. Give it a minute, see if anybody comes in. Ooh, man, I tell you what, we're getting some fall weather out here of the mornings. A little chilly out this morning. A little chilly out. What's up, Burning Render? Glad you stopped in there for a minute. I was wondering if anybody gonna stop in. Just fix to set in on this lathe again and see if I can't make another mess. Man, what are you up to, Benner? Or Render? 8 a.m. meeting on a Friday. Lord have mercy. I need to ride uptown and see if my doggone truck's in the shop or not. Man. Phew, I tell you what, I need to hurry up and get busy, I guess. I'm gonna sit here and fall back asleep. Lord have mercy. Just about got enough ink pens to do another shipment out. Try to get all of them out. Grumpy, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're enjoying your time off. Yeah, I know, right? Wake up. Oh man, whew, I didn't sleep good last night. But I reckon when I finally went to sleep, I went plumb out. Waiting on the coffee. Hey, you supposed to be making the coffee. What's up? It started sprinkling here last night, but it never did rain. Now I think it only sprinkled for maybe about an hour. So she making it now? Yeah, Grump. What about these you say is too big? They're real narrow. They're probably less than half an inch thick. You know, they're kind of long. Not that long. Them I sent to you on the that night, that link I sent you to Amazon. They were pretty close to these, I thought. But I do like the clamps. I guess it's a jig tying clamp or something. You can put your string or your hook in there and clamp it down and it'll hold it. You can't open it back up. The tip is bigger. Grab the metal. Doesn't look like it's too big. It's got the little hook on it. There you go. Well, if you found a pair, put them on your wish list now. It might take me a day or two to get on it. My wife bought a pair of speakers to go in here to sing, and she busted the bank. But yeah, put them on your wish list and we'll get them sent to you. If you like this pair, I just send them on. They've hung, I've got a pegboard. Well, y'all probably seen it when you came. I got a pegboard on the door to my shop. And these have been hanging on that pegboard for as long as I can remember. They were in my fishing tackle until we didn't really fish anymore. I needed a pair of needle nose for something. I went and grabbed them, and they've been on my pegboard ever since. Yeah. Man. Shuckies, let me get this thing turned around and we'll go ahead and get started on that other blank. And turn my laptop around here right quick. There we go. All right, let's go for a ride. I gotta get my mess cleaned up. Whew. Man, this floor's a mess too. All right, let's see here. All right. Yeah, this blank is like the others we cut this week, but insides have always proved to be a little different. These have already been drilled and the tube's already in. I just need to trim them and we'll get to turning. All right. Got that little chore done. Let's put these rascals on, see what they're gonna look like. Let me clean it out. Yeah. Yeah. Now we're cooking with grease. Yes, sir, buddy. Hey. This one's the one that wasn't. Hey. There we go. There we go. Let's see what this dude's cut like now. Oh Lord. My back's a little weak this morning. This stuff don't know how to do nothing to hit me in the face. Oh. don't know why I tried to sit down, knowing I can't do nothing from the seat. I think I might have missed good this morning. I don't know if I can make it through or not. Well, the name of this video is Can He Make It? Oh. sit down and do that. Oh, Lord mercy. This one's almost down to size, guys. Just trying to keep from getting a catch on it. Put a gouge in it. Try to work on this other here for a minute. All right. Oh, very good. Oh. Excuse me just a second, guys. I'm just trying to stretch my back out a minute. And while I do that, I'll clean up a little bit. Get these trains out of my way. Oh.
Alright, I think that's gonna do it. I think that's gonna be where I stop this ride. This mess off. And that stuff just gets everywhere. Kind of a bad design putting that motor right up onto the leg. That way it sucks in all that debris. All right. Let's see, let's put it just a bit of butter off. Knocking everything off. Knocking the camera. I
guess I better stop while I'm ahead. All right. Now we can get down to some business. Knocked everything down. Uh-huh. All right. Let's see what we can do here. All right, there's one. Now we're 240. $320. Alright, let's go to that 400 now. Go a little 600. All right. Let's put a little water sanding on it. I guess everybody could take a gander and see what colors we might be coming up with. We got a little purple, a little blue, a little sky blue with the clouds in it. A little purple. Look like a little gold. Yeah, that is pretty sharp. That is pretty sharp, if I do say so myself. Let's see what all kind of prettiness we can get out of it. Oh, she's already getting slick. Now before I move on to my next grid, I just wanted to stop and make sure there wasn't no circular scratches in it. That looks pretty good. We'll go to the next one. Polish it on down. Looks like she's gonna take a good polish. Sure enough. These this week have been real good about taking polish. I wished I hadn't have put the polish on one of them. The Yorkshire. I actually think that dulled it down. Ooh, I'll be glad when it's chat time, cause up here is not good. Right on. Sheesh. Gonna have a good shine on it already again. Well, it must be something about that resin. It just comes out shiny and you ain't got to put no polish on it. I don't know, maybe it's the way I polish it. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm gonna skip the Yorkshire and we're just gonna go with the plastics. Just to maybe kind of give it a little protection. That's all in the world I'm doing this for. Alright, let me get my buffing off. Oh, like glass. Like glass. Yes, sir. That's what I was talking about. Man, that ain't nothing but ready for an ink pen. Y'all, y'all just don't know. That camera don't pick it all up. Whew, boy. Would y'all look at that? Woohoo! Man! Haha! Look like galaxies on this side and look like the sky on that side. Man, that is just sharp as a tack. Alright, let's slide that thing back out of the way. Put this out here. Of course, now y'all know this is a strong ink pen. I think. Huh. You ain't seen me one like that. She doggies. Go right there. Got a stylus on it. That's neat. Didn't notice that before. Did not notice that. First time I've seen like that. I don't reckon I ordered that, but I got it. Oh yeah. Alright, now I did get into the brass a little bit, so we're not going to push this one quite as far. Try it there. And gonna need a little bit more. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Full open. Alright. Get this thing belt on. Get the top on. Come on. Oh, that's tight. Y'all, look at there, look at there. I got a little stylus on it. Ain't that nice? That is cool, cool. All right, now I'll go see what everybody's saying. Sheesh. All right, let me get the camera down here. Oh yeah. Put Dan's sticker up. What's said by Dan? Got somebody talking about drink more water. Hey, head heat down here. Had to replace the other sticker. And it was getting a little stringy with all the shavings. Let me get these bushings on, I'll be right back paying attention. Alright, but yeah, I got Dan's sticker up. You got each sticker up. And my shop's in a mess. Oh Lord, y'all. Oh yes, yes, yes. Oh, I got some. What's up, Lawrence? Pete, what's up? Glad y'all stopped by. Happy. TBC, what's going on, guy? Noise. Huh. Awesome. Appreciate it, Grumpy. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Happy. Matthew. Man, guys. Ooh, Lord. That thing turned out pretty today. It reminds me of the pink one we done the other day. It had pink and blue in it. This one got purple and blue in it. A little bit of gold, a little bit of white. Man, that is just sharp, y'all. These mystery blanks, you know, I mean, I know I poured them and everything, but I didn't know how they was going to come out. But these mystery blanks are so doing the deal. Thanks, Lawrence. Yeah, well, today's Friday. That makes my 6th pen for the week. You know what we do on the Friday, you know, we get all our business took care of. End of the week, stuff finalized. Then we're clear and ready for the Sabbath at sundown. Everybody want to argue with Sabbath's on Saturday, Sabbath's on Saturday. Well, I forget to mention it starts on Friday night at sundown. Biblical timekeeping is a little different from modern man timekeeping. Anybody see the red moon last night? I fell asleep. I didn't see it. Man. That hat's just full of it, ain't it? Need to change the oil in it. You forgot to watch for it. I fell asleep. Then I went and got into bed, fell asleep in the chair, went and got into bed and tossed and turned. So we just stayed in the chair. Yeah, we had a red moon. We were supposed to have had a red moon. I didn't get to see it. On the night before Sabbath. Grumpy's in the chat, Mark. Open your eyes, you can see him. I don't know how many weeks Grumpy done been telling he gonna take off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And everybody still ain't got the word. Oh, really? I'm gonna have to watch for it then. I thought I missed out. Two in a row? Ooh. Yeah, Mark Grumpy said he's gonna start taking off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And on Friday and Sunday, I'm gonna try my best to come in there and fill them big old shoes. Might be. Might be a little different up there. Wow. Call you a towing company. Tell them come get it. They come get it. You know, he won't park there no more. Well, I'll tell you what, now you ain't supposed to damage nobody's vehicle, but if you had a valve core wrench, that dude would be sitting on 4 flats, and I'd have his valve cores taped to his windshield. Huh. Huh. Wow. Somebody dumped that car, Mark. That's what it sounded like to me. Somebody must have took it for a joyride and dumped it. I'll let you know who it belongs to. And he could be in jail already. 15 parking tickets? Sheesh. I know one thing, I'm tired of my truck being parked at that mechanic. And I'm the one that even told him just to kind of let the 9-to-5ers go. Doggone, I'm kind of getting anxious for my truck now. Hey, Plywood, what's going on, buddy? I got your email message. Yours and Dad's, Scott's. And there was a couple others, I can't remember who they was. I'm writing them all down, putting them on the list, and as soon as I can get everything together, hopefully I can get 2 or 3 of these out a week. That's what I'm counting on. Yeah, boy, I bet you'd be glad. I went by there Friday in my truck. Was it Friday or Sunday? It was either Friday or Sunday. I went by there and my truck's still sitting down in the bottom in the grass lot. Huh. If you seen it more than once, they ain't just joyriding then. Well, I tell you from personal experience, I don't like Canada. I don't like it at all. Went to, I was driving a hot shot truck, taking a piece of equipment to a big factory up there, a big concrete factory or something. I can't remember what it was. But took it to Sanitaire, Quebec. Them folks, the people at the factory were awesome. Of course, now they were building this factory, and that's why they hot shotted this piece in. It was a hot piece, hot load. And they wanted it there ASAP. They cleared me across the border. Told me they was waiting on me. But they cleared me at the border, shot me straight up to Sanitaire, Quebec. And all of these people were in there building that plant at that time. And they were in there building that plant. And I reckon they were from all over the world. I didn't take it that all of those people were from Canada. But I'm gonna tell you what, we got that load delivered, and we had drove so hard to get there to make the schedule, to get the part there when they absolutely needed it. And got there, everybody just as lovely as they could be. We left the job site and went down the road to a local cafe, restaurant, or whatever you want to call it. And me and my wife both had a burger plate, man. Burger and fries, the same old, same old. Them waitresses was just so rude. I gave them, paid the bill and all of the Canadian money that I had. Then the lowest denominal money I had was a $10 bill, so I left a $10 American bill for a tip. The waitress come back in there, y'all Americans, y'all just piss me. You can't even pay with the proper money and all that mess. I started telling her, well, hey, I'm headed back to the States. Let me have the $10 bill back. I'll go down there and spend it. Yeah, Ottawa, that's the town we went up through to get there. We went through the Thousand Islands and all that mess. Went up through there, but got into Ottawa, coming back through Ottawa, leaving Canada, and got shot. See you, Pete. And I got shot. Right there. Hurt like all get out. I thought I was dead right there in Ottawa, Canada. Turned out it was a paintball. Them things hurt. Man, there's a goose egg come up on my belly about that tall. My trip into Canada wasn't all that pleasant. But like I say, I'm sure there's good folks in Canada. I just didn't meet none on that trip. At that time, they said they was having trouble between the Canadians and the natives. It's supposed to be worth more, but I don't know. I got an earful about leaving a tip in American money. That hurt. That hurt. Yeah, they shot my truck several times too. Some little pop dents in it. And the police was absolutely no help. Yeah. Well, all of them were. It wasn't just one. But a beautiful highway to get there. Man, we went for miles and wasn't nothing. Some kind of preserve or something out through there. Between Ottawa and Sanitaire, Quebec. But yeah, that'd be nice. Some kind of preserve we went up through there. Man, like I said, we went for miles. And very few places up through there. And man, I kept going. And couldn't find no place. Finally, a convenient little all-purpose convenience store popped up. Stopped in there and asked to use the restroom, and it's not without a, what was it, $30 purchase? I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. Excuse me, but just remembering that just still touches the wrong nerve. A pack of cigarettes in Canada, $10 at that time. I don't know what they are now. Oh yeah, Pete, I understand that, surely. I don't know, it must have been a bad day for everybody we come in contact with up there. But we did not enjoy that trip at all. Well, we absolutely enjoyed the scenery between Ottawa and, I believe it was Ottawa, and Sanitaire. Man, that was awesome. Awesome stretch of property out through there. I guess we was there at the off season because there was a little old, I don't know, campground or something just right off the road, and you could see the building there. It had the public restrooms and everything in it, and went in there and everything locked up tight as a drum. Bear signs all around. I told him, well, yeah, everything's locked up around here. Get back in the car before we see a bear. Well, you know, you see down here, I'm always kind of happy to get all different coins or bills or whatnot, and I kind of put them up to keep for a keepsake. That woman got plumb pissy. Well, all of them was. Had their own nose snarled up. My problem was, see, this was a good while back. My problem is that I gave them a $10 tip on a $10 meal. And when me and my wife was on that hotshot rig, we were flying by the seat of our britches. We didn't hardly have a dime to our name. That woman curled her nose up at the $10 tip. It didn't hit me right. It didn't hit me right. But yeah, something about Cemetery, the people around Cemetery and the natives were into it about some kind of property or something. Yeah, now there was places out there on that stretch that was real nice. I would have loved to have just spent the day by one of the lakes that we passed. Just sitting there, looking at the lake. I wouldn't even have to fish. Then on another trip, me and my wife wound up down in El Paso, and I had jumped across the border in El Paso a couple of times. Went down there and partied with the boys for a little bit, and I was mainly interested in going to the flea markets and the street sales and whatnot. And that tour guide that I wound up with, he only wanted to go around through the bars and the party areas. I'm like, man, it's not for me. And went down through there with them, but on the trip me and my wife took down there, I don't know if it's still that way or not, especially since you got to have a passport to get across the border. But down there at the Petro in El Paso, you could go out there and park, and you'd hear them on the radio all the time hollering out, "Anybody want to go down to party in Mexico? We're going to old Mexico." And they tell you how much their trip was and what time you'd leave and what time you'd be back and all that. And I took that ride a couple of times. That last ride, I was kind of leery of it because they already started talking about finding truck drivers' bodies in mass graves. The only way they identified them was by their driver's license in their wallet. But me and her went down there, and we did get to go to the street sales, the market area. And man, I had my truck driving leather rusty hat on. I had me one of them chain dry billfolds. I had me some big old boots on. And all I heard, "Hey cowboys, hey cowboys, come over here. Got a deal for you. Cowboys, over here." And all the time they were sitting there trying to get your money. You ain't got no deal. 3 times higher than what anybody else could have got. There you go. What a nice vacation down in Mexico. Cowboys, come over here, got a deal for you. But I come out with what I went down there for. I got 2 pair of leather boots for little to nothing. I think I gave $75 for 2 pair. And I don't know, I got some stuff for Sam. But we wanted to stop and eat, and we stopped and ate at a little outside cafe deal. The kid was running over, kept coming up there begging for money. They say they don't like gringos down there, man. But you couldn't hog tie me and take me to Mexico or Canada anymore. Not unless Pete was there. Maybe Mark. Lutherans, they about the same as Catholics. Bunch of Sunday servers. You know, the old Roman Church, and if you know who the old Roman Church is, Roman Catholics. The old Roman Church is the ones that perverted the doctrines of the Bible, changed dates and times, laws, incorporated all these pagan holidays into our holidays. The more you know. Yeah, that would be neat. Get some paintballs, see some splatter. Get Jen a jar full of paintballs, Grumpy. He's like, no. Come in, Grumpy be green and orange. Little water pellet, boy, I bet that sting. Wow, in a canoe. Ooh. Won't go outside anymore. Man. Why in the world did they throw that stylus pen in my pack of pens? I didn't even know that till I was putting it together. I was like, man, that's different. That is pretty different. That's the first one I've seen strong ink do like that. Huh. Grumpy, you ever get any like that? Yeah, I ordered their pack of 10 or 20. I can't remember how many there. Big old box full of them. And it's silver and gold. And I didn't really pay a lot of attention. I just wanted those that look like the slimline. And picked that out of that box, and that was on if it didn't have a stylus tip on it. Yeah, they ought to sell pretty good. Hopefully. Doggone pretty pen though. Man, I like that. That is pretty sharp. Like a what? What is that? I can't see. Appreciate it, Mark. Yeah, that cop down there in Canada, he's like, well, you know, it's just college campus. And I'm like, well, yeah, you see this popping out on my belly? Them good old boys just ain't so good. Not in my eyes. Yeah, boss man told me one time, hey, I got another load going to Canada. Can you get on it pretty quick? I'm like, nope. This boy don't go to Canada. This boy don't go to Mexico. And this boy don't go to New York. Man. That trip paid good though. They wanted it there in a double up hurry. That's probably the best load I ever took as far as money goes. And picked up that big old gear in the back of a dually. Picked it up just south of Birmingham, Alabama, and went straight to Canada with it. Senator, Quebec. Paid $4,000. I dropped my trailer, rode down the tailgate, they loaded it up. That was enough money, I dead hit it right back down to Alabama. Picked my trailer up, got me another load. Sometimes I think I kind of miss the over-the-road trucking. Then I get to thinking about all them times I had to spend in these hole-in-the-wall truck stops and shippers and receivers that were ornery and slow. No, I'm done with that. Plus, I think that doggone truck is the reason my back's in the shape it's in. When I started driving, man, very few trucks had air ride, and I stuck in an old cab over International single axle cab over, beat you to death, and constantly riding on that clutch and grabbing gears. I think that wore my hip and my back out. Yeah, that traffic's a mess. Man, you get on the interstate with them, oh Lord, it's like they lost their mind. What's up, Trevor? Yeah, you get on the interstate with them anymore, man, it's like they lose their mind. But yeah, nah, them cops, they've been messing with the logbook so much, changing it up. You never could figure out how to fill out a blooming logbook. Was in the middle of changing it all the time. And constantly, that 72-hour DOT mess they have every year. I'd find out what time they was gonna have those 72-hour roadside checks. I'd just take that week off. It wasn't nothing but a hassle. And the companies have figured out a way to make the driver pay everything. They ain't responsible for nothing. Oh, you can't refuse this load. We'll fire you if you refuse this load. All right, Lawrence, take care. Hope your doctor's appointment goes well. I know that's right, Trevor. I've done that a couple of times. I've done that on top of Truckee out yonder. On 70. No, it wasn't Truckee. It was Donner, wasn't it? But yeah, I went in there and man, I done been running hot. He asked for my logbook. Told him I was on my way to the truck stop to get one. I'm absolutely glad I ain't got to go through them mountains no more. Donner, cabbage, grapevine. Man, I tell you what, I've been down about every peak path there is across this country. From one sea to the next. Been down to the Gulf of America several times. I'm planning a trip on going to Lake of America. Yeah. Lake America. Yeah, we were a lot safer back then. The crowd that was there when I first started trucking, those were the guys that made trucking. That was the time to truck. Then they started coming in with all these illegal immigrants. Well, I'll just tell you a little story here. I was working with Covenant Transport, and come down through there and went back to the home terminal and was hanging around the shop to get my truck worked on. And one of the mechanics was in there complaining about these, I think he said 6 guys that were driving a Covenant truck. They were all in the same truck. And they had cut the bunk back there. You walk back into the sleeper and you lift the bed up. It's got a storage area under the bed. Back then we're all driving those condo Freightliners. And walked to the sleeper and they raised the bed and they took a angle grinder or something and they cut a hole out right up under the bed. And they had a 5-gallon bucket and they cut the hole out of it and took L brackets and screwed it down to the floor around that hole they cut in the floor. And they were all drivers. They were driving out. That truck never stopped. And they went to a TA to get the truck serviced, and TA refused to service the truck because they had been crapping in that hole in the sleeper, and there was crap all up under that truck, feces hanging off of it. I wouldn't have worked on it either. And when that truck made it back to the yard, that mechanic said every one of them was fired. I was like, well, you hire these guys that are illegal immigrants, what else do you expect? They can't even speak English. That's probably proper custom back where they come from. Ain't nobody gonna want to be on that street no more then. Yeah, man, when I come in, them was the group that, man, but when all these illegals started coming in, people couldn't speak English, these schools just running them through and putting them on the road, and that's when all of our accidents started showing up. The insurance started going haywire and they started cutting trucks back to 62 mile an hour. Man, you couldn't go nowhere. I mean, when the speed limit's 70, I want to do 70. When they reduced the speed, man, you couldn't get nowhere. They put a big dent in your paycheck. Then fuss at you for taking too long. Yes, sir, buddy. Well, they need to keep the name Trump on there because Trump got his name all over New York. Old Trishy pants. Old Trish. It ain't that she hates Trump. She's just envious of all his money. I was feeling like it's gonna rain. I come outside this morning, and it felt like a fall day out there, kind of chilly. And here it is, almost 9 o'clock, and it's still kind of feeling chilly in here. Kind of weird. As hot as it's been. No, y'all, there's good folks all over. Canada, Mexico, it don't matter where you go. It's just sometimes you run into some folks that just either a snotty want to be all the time, or they're just having a bad day. Didn't make me feel none too good with all them waitresses with their nose snarled up at us. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that was just a time and a place where stuff just wasn't going right. Yeah, that's good weather right there, Happy. Sam! Not gonna go to sleep. I know that's right. I run that southern states all day long. Sure don't want to run Canada. I don't know my way around Canada. Tell you one thing, it was pretty though. It was pretty going through that Thousand Island region. And that long stretch between Ottawa and Quebec, Sanitary was awesome too. Sam would tell you that. Oh, really? I ain't never run Canada. I just run up into Canada. But I don't know. They tell me there's too many mountains up there. I never did like mountains. Whew, scare me. I mean, the truck's got a little better with their gearing and their Jake brakes and stuff like that. I still don't like no mountains. Sam done got on him. You go, girl. Ooh, that sciatic pain hitting that leg. Amazing food. Them was good burgers at that restaurant. But I done made it my plan. I didn't know exactly what was going on when we walked in, but I walk in the restaurant anymore and somebody snarls the nose up, I'm gonna turn around and walk out. 'cause I don't know if they're gonna spit in my food or not. But at the time, and as hard as we was running, yeah. Yeah, BJ and the bear. Well, my inspiration came a little bit before BJ. Man, I was into Convoy and Mother Trucker, and there was another one. Man, I loved them shows. Then you had Smokey and the Bandit and BJ and the Bear. And just wrapped me up. I was like, yeah, I know what I'm going to do. There you go. Worked at a moving company. Yeah, me and you both. Now, as far as I know, I'm the only one that's been a over-the-road truck driver. The rest of my family's been into construction, dump trucks, stuff like that. Yeah. I've hauled one mobile home in my life. And that's all I wanted. I seen that wasn't for me. Got down there and was gonna make a left turn. I try and take up all the road and all of the side of the road and everything I could get to make that turn. And I stopped and I was like, man, y'all gonna get that? They had a little crawler thing to go up under it and pick it up and slide it over. I said, y'all gonna unload the crawler to put in? Because that trailer ain't gonna make that turn. It's gonna go in the ditch. He's like, yeah, we know, but you gotta hit it fast. That way when you go off, that first tire of the trailer goes off, it'll hover over the ditch until it hits the other side. I'm like, yeah, but that trailer's gonna have a hefty swing on it when it goes to that other side. And he's like, yeah, that's what we're counting on. So when you hit that other side, it'll come back up straight. I'm like, boy, no, that tried my nerves too much. I don't like that. We did, boy. I hit that turn with everything that old truck had. And sure enough, that front tire went off in the ditch, but it hovered over the ditch until the rest of them was going down, and that trailer started doing that number. That other tire finally hit, and it come back up straight. My heart, I just know we was going over. No, I don't like that. Give me a dry box any day. Any day. I don't want no reefer box either. Lord mercy, you can get in trouble in them things. Wind up hauling something you didn't know nothing about. Ain't that the way it goes, Trevor? Yeah, I spent 35 years on the road myself. And Back just got so bad and things just, I mean, getting them cameras in there, it looks in front of the truck and looks at you. Nah, I seen that wasn't the occupation for me anymore. I mean, of course, I ain't got nothing to hide, but I don't want somebody sitting there staring me down all day either. But yeah, them was the trucking days, boy. If only we'd had Mark there to help us through. How's that, Mark? How'd that be, Mark? We just swing up into Canada, pick Mark up, and Trevor, and we just tour Canada. Uh. Notify next of kin. Yep. Man, I've seen about everything you could see out there on the road. Yeah, repave that highway. Sure no. Truck driving, man, ain't nothing like it. Especially now. I reckon they require every commercial motor vehicle to have a doggone camera in it anymore with them computer logs. Camera looking out front, both sides, and back at you. I had a safety man one time, back when I was driving my style line. I was working a local pickup guy. I'd pick the furniture up from the factory and we'd take it back to the warehouse and line it up to be carried to its destination wherever it went. And they put them blooming cameras in our trucks. Well, I'm bad about using the sun visor. The sun shining in my face, I'll flip that sun visor down. And most time it's down the rest of the day when I do that. And safety man says, your sun visor is blocking the camera. You can't block the camera, we'll have to terminate you. Like, I'm using a safety device. Sun's in my eyes, I can't help where that camera's at. And So that went on 3 or 4, 5 weeks, I don't know. And finally he was from Indiana, down South Indiana, down there around, what is it, Santa Claus Village, Christmas Village, or something like that. They out there in that area somewhere. And he drove down to Tupelo to have a safety meeting. And when he got there, he looked straight at me and says, "Come on, where's your truck at?" We went to the truck, and he seen where that camera lens was, and he pulled that sun visor down to see about where that camera lens was hitting that sun visor. He took a big old pair of utility scissors, and he cut a square out of that sun visor so that camera could see. I was laughing. I'm like, destroy a truck just so you can see. But I told him, I said, I sure do appreciate you. I didn't know how we was going to solve this situation because I'm going to use that sun visor. He said, "You're welcome to." I went, "Good deal." But I was on his hit list from that time on, though. Ever since the sun visor deal come up, I was on his list. Him and old Eddie, what was the boy's last name? Eddie was the supervisor over the terminal I was working at. And, man, when the safety guy done all that with the sun visor, he was trying to be a doozy too. "Wes does it. What's going on, buddy?" Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like scared myself to death. I pulled into a rest area down in South Texas one time and had to go. Man, I had to get to the bathroom quick, so I wasn't half paying attention. I pulled up to a stop and I didn't even use the steps. I just jumped out the truck and man, I noticed one of my feet didn't actually hit the asphalt. I turned around and that doggone snake laying there. And I done stepped on him. But thankfully somebody had done me the courtesy of driving over this dude and he was dead. So then I really had to go to the bathroom. Oh man, I've been laid over due to avalanches in Wyoming, Cheyenne, Wyoming. Oh. Had to stop on the shoulder and I think that was Grapevine I was on. One of them old mixer trucks got in front of me and traffic was heavy. I couldn't never get in the passing lane. I was constantly having to use my brakes to stay off of that mixer truck. And overheated my brakes, so I had to pull over and let the brakes cool off. That was interesting. Yeah, I drove a truck for about 35 years. and back started going out on me. I started looking for other avenues of financial means. What's up, not so ordinary? First lunch break. There you go. Yeah, that was a bathroom trip, alright. So no. But yeah, I pulled reefers, flatbeds, dry boxes, mainly dry boxes, dry vans. And well, I finally broke down. My back couldn't stand it no more, and I didn't want to be gone from the house much no more. Man. 16-hour days. Why did you have to do that on Friday and Saturday? Don't you know what the good book said? Yeah. Hauling snakes. So you done very little skateboarding? Yeah. Most of the flatbedding I done was done on a hot shot. Man, I hauled air conditioner units, AC units. Oh, I hauled coil steel. Mostly military freight from base to base. Uh, Soldiers getting transferred from one place to another. And haul all their luggage cargo. Pick that up yonder in San Francisco, up in that area, and it hauled all over the place. Hauled mining equipment, big generator lights they have back in these quarries, copper quarries. Went down in the bottom of a quarry one time, had to be guided in so these big earth movers wouldn't run over me. Oh, that was fun. That was in Rifle, Colorado. Well, it wasn't in Rifle, it was just north of Rifle, Colorado. Snakes on a plane. Sheesh. Hey, no, I was on a plane with a bunch of snakes. I believe I could grow feathers real quick. Yeah. I've been into I wouldn't say it was a mine. I've been into an underground facility once. It seems like everything going underground anymore. You know, you hear about all these people over in Israel and whatnot tunneling for miles. If them desert rats can do that, just think what our government can do with all the equipment they got. There ain't no telling how many cities we got underground. Especially that over under the Denver airport. Man. I can't remember what I hauled into that underground facility I went to. I can't remember what it was. But the best time I ever had trucking was when I was hot shotting. Mushroom mine? Ah, there you go. Yeah, there's probably a lot underground I don't want to know about. Good granny. Guys, I'm finna have to get out of here though. So appreciate everybody for stopping in. Hey, let's do it like this. Matthew 6 and 9. After this manner, therefore pray ye, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Numbers 6 and 24. The Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee shalom. Sure enough, guys, I appreciate every one of you. Love yous. And tonight's Friday nights, the sundown's going to start the Sabbath. And that's going to do it for me until Sunday morning. But until then, guys, man, love, appreciate you. Hope y'all have a blessed weekend. And you know I'm going to say it. Everything going to be all right if you're right. Guys, I appreciate you. Catch me Sunday morning, somewhere about the same time. All right, we'll see you guys. Adios. Where's that bathroom? Oh.